See? That's why he has a strawberry on his wrist.
I don't even like, as I said, I don't even like strawberry milk. Like, it's gross.
You were talking about that the other day. You're like, I told him we couldn't be friends anymore.
Dude, so strawberry milk is gross. And that's all my husband loves strawberry milk, my son loves strawberry milk. I don't like strawberry milk. And my daughter doesn't like strawberry milk. We like chocolate milk.
I like chocolate.
Strawberry milk is gross. I think it's just too sweet. It's just too generic strawberry.
Too strawberry.
It's too strawberry.
It's too generic.
berry,
At least
bro.
chocolate always gonna taste like chocolate.
It's true. Even if it's dark chocolate.
Yeah.
What you want to smoke, girl, while you were talking shit about my strawberries?
But
Hi-ho.
yeah, I hope.
All
After
these
this,
wonderful
You don't got enough
stickers.
stickers? Need more?
Son, these are the stickers that I got from the Glass
Want to see my
Expo.
favorite one? Where is it?
Oh yeah, the ones I saw that one last time.
It has like, it's a controller.
Shout out to everybody that was at this Glass Expo. Age was amazing.
These are amazing.
If you see any doubles, go for it, girl.
What if there's a chance that it could come out retarded?
It won't.
Should I not say that word on YouTube?
It's weed.
What? You already say what you want on YouTube.
There's plenty of shit.
I'm not gonna say retarded on YouTube.
There's a
What are you gonna say?
There's a like Asian man on YouTube.
Like, do you think your child would come out with like a deficiency?
Okay.
Yeah, like is your kid gonna come out retarded?
I'm like, no, it ain't
Is your
crack.
kid gonna be
What
a fucking
chromosome
tart?
less?
Is your kid gonna be a fucking tart? Oh,
And that's just
shit.
standard all kids.
Twist it, girl. Push that wax around. I said twist it. She moves it in circles.
That's twisting it.
Yeah. Because it's angled.
It's the same.
No, it's not. That's the point of the card
It has
type.
the same
Effect? No.
effect. It did.
It did.
Such a hater.
I'm not a hater.
I fucking love this.
So, are we gonna start talking about it? Like, are you gonna hit play? Are you gonna say like
Hit play.
and action?
What you mean in that? Girl, we've been recording for the last 8 minutes.
Oh shit. But I mean, okay, but like,
There's a reason why he be looking at a camera for no reason. He ain't breaking the fourth wall.
oh okay, shit. Well, I thought it was like
He edits.
and scene.
Oh yeah, no, I do everything in editing, girl. We just talk about the
Yeah. Well, like I get that.
We ain't gotta do nothing in a row. So welcome to Reefer Tech, guys. This is going to be the 4th episode. We just did Age last week. This week, basically, what we're going to be doing is starting our chat channel or chat folder for the channel. This is going to be the first chat. Basically, what we're going to be talking about is smoking while pregnant. Basically, we're going to go over different things that we found online, what we think about it, our personal views, and we really want you guys to go ahead and comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you feel about being pregnant while smoking or smoking while pregnant, also while nursing. This is Vivian. Say hi, Vivian.
Hi, everybody. No.
Viv is already lit. We've been
A
dabbing.
little bit. I mean, I don't know. I had a lot to say in my mind. Maybe.
And now everybody's looking at you. You know what
Oh shit. Well, I do.
What do you do?
I do want to
Yeah,
talk
first a
about.
little bit about you. Who is Vivian?
Shit. Okay. Well, I lived in 2 different continents. Well, 3 if you count America, but I mean, I was born here. Lived in Germany, Japan. I did smoke weed in Germany. I did shrooms.
Just that I did shrooms.
Smoked a lot of hash. Japan, I did.
In
no
Germany,
drugs.
they did a
In
lot of hash?
Germany, they did a lot of hash.
Whereabouts in Germany?
More towards Belgium, heading towards the Netherlands. Basically, it's like probably about a 2-hour drive from where my village was. We were like about 20 minutes outside the Air Force Base. Lived in a village. Once a month, me and a couple other mothers would hop in a van and drive to the lower part of the Netherlands. And so they're coffee shops. Basically, you can go to a coffee shop, they scan your passport, you get 5 grams per shot.
Holy fuck.
Wow.
That's it.
Per day?
Per day.
How many shots are there?
A million.
A million.
It's like
That's a lot of grams.
It's like the whole city, like, you know what I mean? So,
That's pretty dope.
they do naturally have smoke lounges, like how they don't have here. Basically, you just go to like a little tiny section in the back. It's got board games, hookahs, pipes, bongs. It's actually pretty cool. It's like pretty advanced. Like this, I was doing this like 7-8 years ago already.
Oh, wow.
So, and here we are, fast forward, barely.
What got you into smoking?
I don't know. I just started smoking in middle school. I didn't like cigarettes. I didn't like drinking. So I was like, let's just see what else is out there. Yeah. My mom was kind of a pothead. I always smelt it.
Did you ever have to hide it from your mom after you started smoking?
I did.
You did?
I hid it from my mom for a very long time. She was strict with me, but she was pretty wild herself. So,
That's probably why she was so strict with you.
Yeah, but I think that's like the one thing that like did cut on like me smoking a lot of weed. Now she doesn't smoke at all. Now she's a complete straight edge and wants me to not smoke. She's like, it's a gateway drug, but I think it's like whole other topic, addictive personality. But
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, so I started smoking weed in middle school, and I stayed until then, up until like Japan was like my only time. For 3 years I didn't smoke at all.
You lived in Japan for 3 years?
Yeah, in mainland Japan, Tokyo. I
Oh, wow.
my husband was stationed at Yokota Air Force Base. So yeah, I did the whole traveling, mountain climbing, getting lost in the woods,
That sounds like fun.
get lost in the city, party in the city all night.
Fuck.
They did have a lot of codeine, but let me tell you, it's like a whole different, it's like a
She
culture
said they
shock.
did have a lot of codeine.
Yeah, like cough syrup is just pure codeine, so you just go into the regular pharmacy. Actually, it was like a 7-Eleven, and you can pick up cough syrup.
Oh, wow.
So you just mix it with Sprite, and you're pretty lit out there on those
You're
streets.
pretty lit out there.
In the streets of Tokyo. Not a lot of people do. A lot of people just use it for medicinal purposes. But I mean, I'm American. So that's not how we do it in America. So
How many kids do you have there?
I have 2. I have 1 boy, 1 girl.
And they're both yours, or is it like he has one, you have one?
No, we.
They're both yours.
Yeah, I've been married 13 years. It'll be 14 this year. I got married straight out of high school. Yeah, he joined the Air Force. I got pregnant young, 17.
And did you smoke with both of yours?
Actually, that's how we met. No, I did not smoke with both of my. Well, you know what? I will say, I was 17, so I was smoking at the time before I knew I was pregnant. I was still wild. I was
But
still
after you
drinking.
found out, like, you were like, fuck that.
Yeah, I completely stopped.
What made you not want to smoke while you were pregnant? Was it like the facade that was around it?
It
You know what I'm
was.
saying?
It
Like,
was a facade. I didn't know a lot about it. I was 17. I just wasn't gonna risk it without me actually knowing. I didn't even care to know. I just was like, screw it. I'm just not gonna do it if I don't know about it. Just don't do it.
And well, I mean, back then and even now, like, it was like, especially back
still-
then, it's not something
I
that's
think-
researched enough.
I think that, yeah, like I think it is safe. I think there should just be a little bit more research. And now that I think we're being granted more research abilities, and you know, if in a sense, like we're able to research it now without being like prosecuted or in a sense in
It's
trouble
not
for
as
it.
illegal as it was.
Yeah, I guess, you know, they're starting to kind of ease up on it. But yeah, I guess, like, and I think there should be studies done, and it's okay if marijuana does it. It's okay if it, you know, done, like, it's not okay, it's okay. But if that's what happens, then okay, I won't do it for the sake of that. Because I know marijuana has a million other medicinal purposes. But at that point,
well, with my son, his mom
You know what I
smoked
mean?
the whole
I was
pregnancy,
too
or just
paranoid.
about. She didn't smoke like towards the end of the last trimester, like the last 2 months or so. She didn't smoke. But before
Right.
that, yeah, like it wasn't like a constant everyday I'm getting fucking lit type smoke. But yeah, she would smoke a bowl now and again to help with different things, just like she does.
Right, and I think that you should use marijuana for that. I think there is benefits, but at the time I didn't know. But I think now, if I knew then what I know now, I
You
think I would
would've
have seen it
smoked?
different. Yeah, and I think I would have done it very remotely though. While you're pregnant, you do take a lot of prescription-based pills too. If you have high blood pressure, if you have preeclampsia.
See, and that's why I think people should lean towards smoking a little bit more when it comes to like pregnancy and stuff like that, because a lot of that can be done and it can be treated holistically. Not just with flour, but there are other things that you don't have to
Right.
take that are like man-made medication that helps with stuff that you have while you're pregnant.
Right.
Do you think it's more so the THC content that helps people that are pregnant?
Or, yeah, like how it says, like high THCs for pain. Like how people have addiction to opiates and they're trying to get off of opiates. They say high THC, so that's for pain. Like you're taking opiates for pain. Like, they say a stressed mother is not a good mother. So something with linalool.
So more of an
something with-
indica based.
Yeah,
than you
hybrid.
think.
I always stick with a hybrid. I think you need a little bit of everything. Yeah, you know, I'm still kind of on the fence because I feel that even though it is for medicinal purposes and that would be amazing, some women would still take advantage and just be
And there's
heavy
always
users.
going to be those
But I
type of people,
also
though.
think that what about the mothers that are addicted to heavier drugs
Or
and need
alcohol.
something to or alcohol and need something to replace that's a safer method? Like, what would you rather have your baby come out addicted to marijuana or like an opiate
heavy
or
shit, right.
yeah, some heavy stuff, or they're coming out like shaking and
Right.
crazy stuff like that. Withdrawals, yeah.
That's bad, yeah.
So there are studies that have been done, and we have some of them. We printed out a few studies that we looked online and seen about just long-term effects, or at least as long-term as they've been able to go with how people consume the marijuana while they're pregnant or nursing, and how it affects the child's growth. So the first one we have is from where?
This was from Forbes.com. Looks like it was published on December 27th, 2017. So basically they just did questionnaires on pregnant women out of 279,457 pregnant women over an 8-year period. They found that from 2009 to 2016, marijuana use rose from 4.2% to 7.1%.
Damn, that's
For all pregnant women, the jump was
For pregnant
significantly greater for those under 25. So basically, it's just going by age.
By age bracket, okay.
So those under 25, where they had numbers going between 12.5 and 21%. And those that were pregnant under the age of 18 were 9.8% to 19%.
Damn.
So, smoking weed can get past the aches and pains, morning sicknesses, and other challenges of pregnancy. Sorry, I don't have glasses. I don't know what pregnancy called. But, like I said, most of them are not going to be pro.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of it has to be subjective, but
And it's okay. Like, I'd rather them poke holes in a theory.
Exactly, and that's
so you
good.
can fix it.
you don't want to see
Then-
all the good side of something.
Exactly. Like, I'm okay with,
So age, you feel like age has a lot to do like mothers that are smoking while pregnant? Do you think that a lot of the younger mothers smoke while they're pregnant just because fuck it?
I think so. Yeah, stress, party. You're still trying to party and not drink alcohol, and now you can smoke marijuana. And now that you hear a couple of studies that it's safe, well, screw it. Let's just do it. And which they do have a valid, but like I said, in excess, like I don't think everything's good in like moderation. So, and I feel like when you're a stoner, like we kind of are a little bit excessive.
So if you were pregnant, how would you smoke it?
Basically based on my symptoms. If I felt nauseous, like maybe I would light it up, take a puff.
Do you think out of paper is okay? Or would you say like glass is the safest way, or like, because I've read up on
I think glass is probably always going to be the safest way.
I've read up on it, and I've seen that if you use like a volcano, like a vaporizer or something like that, that works most effective because you're vaporizing it. You don't really have to worry about any type of combustion or anything like that. So as like scientifically, I guess you could say, yeah, vaporizer would be the smartest, but not everybody can spend all that money on a vaporizer.
Right. Do you think you can dab while pregnant?
I want to say yes, because it is vaporizing. It is a lot more concentrated, so if you are going to use something like a concentrate, I would say use a very little amount.
I think there's really not going to be a lot of study on dabbing in pregnancy.
I don't think there will be.
Maybe vaping in pregnancy,
which would
but
be the same
maybe
thing.
like a joint.
Vaping
No, I'm talking
thing.
about taking like a straight hit to the dome.
Well, yeah, you can't take. That's what I'm saying. You can't take like fatty dabs. I feel like if you're
okay,
pregnant,
so that would be like the stoner test again.
Yeah.
I'm on straight lit.
I would say like a small little something, just literally just enough to give you that what you need.
Like
as far
that temporary.
But I feel like it would be more effective though, because with your concentrates, you have that higher terpene profile. You have more of what you need as far as its medicinal values go.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
So I would say, yeah, concentrates good to go if you use a very small amount. I haven't read up on it enough to, you know what I'm saying, to see what's out there.
Do you think it's good for your lungs while you're pregnant?
I think it's safer for your lungs than smoking the flower by itself. Well, blunt for sure. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that anyways. If you are gonna roll something, yeah.
Yeah, so what if I'm like 9 months pregnant?
See, I feel like within your third trimester, you shouldn't smoke.
But I feel like your baby's already fully developed at that point. What more damage can you do? Like your baby, all the cells, everything's fucking full-blown done.
Exactly.
So why would you want to do it while you're developing rather than while it's done?
Because you have to think about it this way. The effect that it could possibly have, whether it be negative or positive on the child, you don't want to intensify by that child being that much closer to being alive. With that child being so much closer to being at birth, like physically living on its own, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so much more that can affect it that happens to you.
Maybe.
So I just feel like if you do smoke in those later months,
that I couldn't tell you. I mean that.
I feel like it would affect the baby more as far as the actual pregnancy goes. Like as far as the birth of the child. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but like for abortions, like they want you to abort it early on.
Right, because after that third trimester, it's already fully developed. They can't do that.
And I also do not see the harm in it. But like I said, in moderation. Because I think once you excess...
And that's like the general consensus, like moderation. Everything you read, it's like everybody says in moderation,
Yeah, as symptoms occur, alleviate your symptoms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even with insomnia. Other than that, like don't smoke just to be on your couch, don't want to play video games or be stoned, watch something funny.
So,
For real.
what do you guys think about edibles in pregnancy then?
Oh,
Edibles
okay,
in
yeah.
pregnancy.
That's crazy. I think some of these are like really untouched because...
But I mean, we work in the industry, you know what I'm saying? So it's something that we know the science behind it. Like as far as edibles go,
Like, me, I'd rather eat it than smoke it.
see, and with edibles, I wouldn't recommend edibles to anybody that's pregnant or nursing. Just because with edibles, it's something you have to metabolize, so it literally runs through your whole bloodstream.
Right.
It's something that is a full body high every time. There are people that come in and say, I've taken edibles and I don't like the feeling. It's because it's that full body high. It runs from head to toe because it has to. Just like anything you eat or drink, it affects your whole body. So when you take an edible, I feel like that directly affects the baby in a much more major way and on a much more molecular level than something that you're smoking that breaks a blood-brain barrier. You know what I'm saying? Like when you eat it, it's something that you have to metabolize, so it directly affects the baby. It's something that the baby is directly eating. So that same THC that you're ingesting, it's going straight through the baby.
Okay.
So that's something that I feel like is more serious. You should not do edibles while you're pregnant, I feel like.
What about CBD edibles?
CBD is a different thing, but even CBD I probably wouldn't recommend at a higher dose. Just because with CBD, it's something that you put into your body to add to a level of something that is already naturally in your body. Terpenes are found in everything that you eat, everything that you drink. It's naturally running through your system at all times. When you heighten those terpenes, you get certain feelings. By heightening certain terpenes over others, that's why people look for myrcene and linalool over limonene for the activity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I prefer myrcene. I like the heavier highs. There's other people that look for that pinene or for, you know what I'm saying?
I like the hybrid. I like the mildness of it. I like to feel stoned sometimes. Usually with a lot of myrcene, I feel like stoned, like fully.
You know what?
Like I'm couch locked. I really am.
I just feel like taking CBD like that in higher doses, it'll throw off that balance that your baby's trying to create for themselves. And it'll fuck them up in the long run because it's something that they'll need, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or at least I feel like it'll affect them that way. That's just my personal thought of how I know CBD affects you and what it takes. I feel like it would.
Okay, well, what about topicals and like whatever else?
Topicals are completely different because topicals cannot get you high.
And do you think tablets and capsules are the same as edibles?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't like mastered what.
Anything that you ingest that has THC in it, activated THC, treat it like an edible. That you have to treat it like an edible.
Makes sense. But I was like.
All right. So what was the question?
I said, do you feel like smoking would cause like any defects, like ADHD or like what is it? Like
any type of abnormalities?
Yeah.
Any like cognitive delays or, you know, basically.
Do I feel like smoking would cause any birth defects in general? Yes and no. It's really dependent on the person and how they treat themselves with everything else, not just smoking.
I just think
there's a lot that goes into it.
There has to be more studies. I just feel like there's scientists that really genuinely want cannabis to be a world type medicine, you know?
Yeah, and it is. It's already world class. People are they're just barely diving into what flower has to offer to people.
Like, oh, well, maybe because I smoke, maybe it caused, this child to have ADHD.
Right. As far as like smoking and it causing a child to have ADHD or any type of behavioral issues,
I think
depending on how you smoke,
that.
Right.
I think how they say vaccine causes autism. Like I think,
Right. A lot of things can cause that. I feel like, of course, smoking can add to that, just because. Again, with that whole terpene thing, you're changing the balance of your own system. Girl, you better dab that.
Your cat? Oh, it's over there at the corner.
Right. I just feel like changing that balance in your system like that, it can affect anyone.
I feel because my daughter's, nothing was wrong with her. I just don't, like, for me personally, I don't feel like it would be anything.
You don't feel like what?
I don't feel like it would, I don't feel like it would cause anything because my daughter's completely fine. She's a normal.
See, and it's like a hit or miss thing. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of factors that can play into it.
Yeah.
Study on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit that can play into it.
And it could have been like what you didn't do that helped her not have those development. Like you didn't smoke constantly every day.
People that have smoked, like their kids, I feel are that much smarter. Like I just they develop a little bit more.
See, and there's studies about that too. Like there's stuff that they have done in all types of cities that they have smoked a certain amount every day, or they report how much they smoke, and then after the child is born, they stay up with development for the first 5 years of the child, and they figured out that 30% of the children that were part of mothers that did smoke were smarter.
Right. So, but where do you think that these...
Could it be because of the flower? Could it be because of how they taught them?
Where do you think that these scientists are getting these results from? Do you think it's all propaganda? Do you think it's all... Do you think that it just can't happen and it's like...
No, bud's been, like, recreational flower has been around long enough, especially medicinal flower has been around long enough for them to have studies that are at least 10 years plus deep.
Right.
If you think about it, like, it's been medicinal in the U.S. in general for years.
Right, for good.
So, I mean, they've had time to do these types of studies, and, like, they have time that backs it up.
So you're saying it can happen?
I'm saying that, yeah, definitely. Like, it's possible. Like, it does. Again, everything plays into it.
But anything's possible.
It could be how that parent taught that child that made them smarter, made them part of that 30% smarter. You know what I'm saying? That not every child was taught the same, or had the same teachers, or
had the
same influences,
or had the same social background,
exactly,
or
the
had
same
the
influences.
same.
Like,
so
it
that makes a
wasn't,
big difference too.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like that too. I'm super, like, I'm on a million things at once. You know what I'm saying?
And that's fine. People have it. I mean, I think it's kind of like a multitasking
And I give him
tool.
CBD. Like,
I think people who can do that are great multitaskers.
Yeah, I give my son CBD.
okay,
I give him the
it's kind of
focus that we have at the store.
But, like low key.
That focus tincture we have, I give that to him every day.
Yeah.
I give him one full dropper every day, and it helps with a lot.
Is he like hyper, like...
If he doesn't smoke and he's up, yeah, he's doing 10, 15 different things at once. Like, he'll be tinkering over here, and then
he'll
something
move
will catch
around,
his attention, and he'll be over here, and then something
And
else.
I'll start cleaning some shit.
He'll be in the room.
Yeah, I'm
like,
all over the place.
He's all over. And then when he smokes, he's finally like calm, and he'll focus on one thing.
So yeah, there's so much that plays into it. It's just hard right now to determine like how it's gonna affect you. But if you are gonna do it, you obviously know ways not to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Moderation is key.
Right. Don't smoke out of if you can stay away from papers or any type of rolling anything, stay away from it. Stick to glass. If you can vape it, vape it. And when I say vape it, I mean like out of a volcano or an actual grass vaporizer. For your concentrates, like I said earlier, I feel like you can do it, but it is concentrated. So calm that down.
I'm just kidding, though.
She said, do heavy dabs. Yeah, that'll work.
Talk to your doctor about it, though, just to make sure there's nothing wrong with you as a
I would say
person.
always, discuss it with your doctor.
Oh yeah, check with your doctor. Make sure nothing affects you. Make sure, as far as your state goes, there's nothing that's
Tell you want to
like.
go to a holistic approach to your pregnancy. That would be a different way to say it.
I feel like it's so common now. It's so common now that people smoke. You shouldn't have to go to your doctor and call it any other type of thing. Go to your doctor and say, I smoke weed occasionally.
And I feel like the amount...
Is that okay during pregnancy? That's all it takes.
But
just find out.
But see, when we went to the doctor the other day, it was hard for me to even ask.
Right,
that.
and
like,
it does.
And that's the thing. Like, it shouldn't be something that you're embarrassed about. If you smoke, you smoke. It's something that you should embrace because it helps you with whatever it helps you.
And I would, if you come at the doctor a little bit more like...
Just be real.
Exactly.
You don't have to be backwards about it. Like, hey, I smoke. Does that affect anything? Should I stop? If they say stop, stop. Cool. Take that into consideration and make your own decision. Like, I don't feel like you should feel weirded out or thrown off by asking your doctor about smoking. You do
remember, like, it's a plant.
People drink all the time. People, they smoke cigarettes all the time. Like, they have addictions. You should feel confident in talking to your doctor about something like that. Like, it's not something you should think twice about at all, because it's better to know than to be like, fuck, I'm not gonna ask my doctor and then wonder about it and then constantly worry about it. Like, just ask. The worst that can happen is the doctor says you shouldn't smoke. Then just don't smoke. You know what I'm saying?
But maybe now that we do have marijuana doctors, maybe check one out.
Right.
Maybe they have actual, like, definitely experience to sit there and say, hey, like, your doctor, your normal doctor doesn't have enough experience in this field like I do to tell you what you can and cannot take.
Right.
So maybe like if you do consume marijuana, maybe check up on maybe make an appointment, ask questions, and I don't think it's too expensive to see like one of those marijuana doctors.
Yeah.
I think it's just basically it was the state fee.
But you would
to get the
rather
card. That was
you would
expensive.
rather pay money to go see a doctor that's specialized in
Yeah.
marijuana. Really?
Yeah.
Then just ask your regular doctor.
No, yeah, because I feel that my regular doctor
Doesn't know enough about
they're like federally legal.
They're
like
doctors.
Yeah, but they're not studying that. You have to study something. You have to learn about something. You have to know about something to actually like.
But I mean,
I
that's
don't know. Like,
practice
when
it,
you
you know
come
what I
to a
mean?
doctor with certain things, especially with something
You
like
can't just know
marijuana,
it, but
like
you still have to learn something. Like you can't just, you know what I mean? I said, hey, doctor, I heard uranium is the key to pregnancy. Like your baby will be full born in like 3 weeks. Like, and he'll be like, and it happened in Ukraine. And he's gonna be like, well, we didn't study that. I'm like, oh well, why not?
well, why not? Bitch, because uranium is bad for
Yeah,
you.
that's what I'm saying. But like marijuana, so now like, marijuana in a sense, like how is a doctor gonna know about marijuana? He's gonna have an idea about it, but he's not gonna. Like you cannot carry, and you know what? Another thing. Okay, I know it's kind of off topic, but the firearm situation. If you have a medical marijuana card, you can't own a
firearm.
But now we have recreational users who can. Like, what? I'm so confused.
Well, yeah.
Why can't I own a pink pistol?
Because
but like recreational
that's the
users can
thing,
still
like
use.
it's different for you. With recreational use, there are different laws for us. With medical use,
Well, I
they put it in
understand
place
that,
that you
but-
have an ailment that you are taking a medication for. It's different for you. They don't look at it like, oh, you're just smoking weed. For you, you have a physical ailment that you need
But
medication
I feel that
for.
we shouldn't be labeled as that, you know what I mean, that marijuana will do something that we can't own, that we cannot react to,
something to be
you know what I
able
mean,
to-
that we won't be able to in the moment, handle a situation if we're under the influence of marijuana. They don't have any base, they don't have any proof
That's
on
a
that.
good one.
But that's
We're gonna
what
do
I'm
a
saying.
whole